Sorry about that, gentlemen. Apparently, yeah, for some bizarre reason, we just had a connection drop. I don't know why. No idea whatsoever. But it wasn't my... It wasn't any of my actual, you know, infrastructure. No modem/router issues or anything in that regard. We just had a random connection drop for about a second. And unfortunately, that was enough to knock the stream out. So, we're back now. Hopefully you can hear me. Just before the jump. Dudes, it completely threw off the jump. Because the stream paused so suddenly, the game ended up essentially locking up and stalling for a second. We've landed about 10 miles away from the mansion. So what we're going to have to do is essentially beat feet and run there as quickly as possible. So what we'll do, we'll keep going for about another hour and just, yeah, keep on. I have no idea why that happened like it did. Sorry, fellas. We'll get back to it. See, look how far away we are from the mansion. Absolutely miles away. Now, hopefully we won't have an issue like that again. It's all good, at least we're back where we started. Yes, we are. We better go help these triads before there's none left. Right. Just like World War paratroopers falling way beyond target. I was about to say in the last live stream, there are 8 more missions in Los Santos, according to the guide, and then the bonus stuff. 8 more missions? Then yeah, dude, we might only have 2 more streams left of this. Only problem is, how do we get back on the roof? And I'm genuinely concerned we're going to have no triads left by the time we do get back on the roof. Because of where we've fallen.
Hey, what you saying? You want this, huh? Come on,
Oh, body armor, thank goodness.
Oh, it has to be us, huh? You happy now? Should've ran away.
Yeah, 2 streams is my guess based on that.
I ain't such a buster now, huh? Gonna stay cool. Ow. Now you ain't. You want this, huh? Take the fool out.
Ah, Magnum for the win.
We bustin' on fool.
Yeah, 2 streams is my guess. Troops in contact. Good catch. Gotta catch. Big Papa in this mission. Yes, we do, and I'm not looking forward to that. Fair enough. Now, just a quick question, guys. When all these live streams are done, would you like me to put them all into one large playlist?
We're heavily outnumbered, but if we all keep our heads, we should kick ass.
Bastards, you wanna get
Let's
blasted?
hit 'em.
You deserve this.
Now, we should have more triads with us. The only problem is that we lost a few on the mansion, so...
Mutton chops.
Die, motherfuckers! None of you are leaving this house alive!
It's
this heat. What you gonna do then?
Those are big.
Clear.
Don't blame yourself. Get the fuck
We're gonna need some health. It'd be good to organize your channel and keep and help people find the playlist easier if they're new to your channel. So I think it's a good idea.
Who are you to break into this place, eh?
No one left in here.
Agreed. Good, okay. Now, keep in mind, we're probably, by the end of this, San Andreas will be about 25 live streams long. So you're looking 70...
All you fools are gonna die!
Room clear.
I'm your bitch, huh?
about... yeah. Oh, body armor, thank goodness. Sorry, I'm trying to be careful because our health is so damn low. That, and because we fell about 10 miles away from the mansion, by the time we got there, the two triads that should have been helping us were already dead. So we had to take only 3 of them in with us, and one of them gets taken out the door. So we've had to take them, essentially, take this entire thing with 2 triads and less health.
Issue?
This room's clean.
God, there's so many.
So sorry.
No one in there.
Yeah? You having fun?
No one left in here. Go ahead, CJ. I'll hold the balcony.
Don't blame me. Blame yourself. Ain't such a buster now, huh?
Got it. Imagine if they didn't give armor or health. Ooh. I don't even want to... Yep. All the triads are gone now. We're on our own. You know, I think this is the only time I have ever played this game and lost all of the, like, fallen 10 miles away from the roof and lost all of the triads. Ah, health. Thank goodness, health. You can maximize armor by doing all the police missions. I'll keep that in mind, dude.
Now will you be quiet?
God, there's so many of them. You don't notice at first because you have all the triads with you. But if you screw it up and you lose all the triads or something goes wrong like it did this time around, you really do notice just how difficult it is, really. They're generous with pickups for this mission, even though it's hard. I will agree. If it wasn't for the pickups, we'd be dead already, guys.
You lost the wheel yet?
I feel like more are just spawning in behind us as well. Yeah, they are, see?
You chose the wrong house to rob, fool.
You wanna get shut up, huh?
Big Papa's making a run for it, chase after him.
See, that's just trifling.
Yeah, this is proving to be quite eventful, isn't it, guys?
Who laughing now?
You don't know who you're fucking with, do you?
I've killed Big Papa in the mansion before, without even needing to chase him afterwards. I didn't even know you could do that, dude. I had no idea.
You trying to fuck with my house, with my shit?
You want this, huh?
Oh, sorry. Just RPG him. Dude, we're not packing an RPG, unfortunately.
I'ma fuck with you.
Sir, this. I got a gun.
Has left the mansion. Follow him. Alright. I think we can do that. Mulholland. Okay. Now I've got to be careful not to miss out on this. Because if I do, we're going to have to do it all over again. Chase down Big Papa and run him off the road. You got it. I think we can do that. The only problem is he drives stupidly fast. And this car has awful, awful handling. Right. Sorry if I'm quiet for a second, guys. I'm going to concentrate. I can't afford to lose this guy. There he is. Got him. That's one way to close the gap. You got this. Well, I intend to try my best, gentlemen. I intend to try my best. Thanks for the words of support there, Jazz. If we had a bike, it'd be so much easier. A bike would make this significantly easier. Right, let's close the gap ASAP. Get this done. Right. His car doesn't have a huge amount of health, so taking it out shouldn't be the problem. I just don't want to risk losing him. It's not going to be as bad as Pulaski. Were any of you here when we took out Pulaski? I think Jazz might have been. Pulaski is OP. Dude, Pulaski is very OP.
Look where you going.
Almost. Almost. Papa's trying. Do the pit maneuver. I don't think we're going to need to, but it's good advice all the same, Jazz. We got this. We can do it. Wow, that uphill incline is just ridiculous. Now, could you guys, both of you, all of you actually, be super awesome and just slap a like down on this video to get the stream moving again? Since we obviously had that that cut off a minute ago, I would really appreciate it. Just slap some likes down on it, please. Just so we can... There we go, we got him. Hashtag like spike. Yes, please, guys. You've taken back Mad Dog's Mansion. Because I think... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't YouTube kind of point more people in the direction of streams when they're actively being watched and liked? Hashtag like. Thanks, gentlemen. You're doing me a real favour here. Righty. We're back in Los Santos. Woohoo indeed! We got it. Let's answer the phone, shall we?
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
Who is this?
It's Carl. Carl Johnson.
Hey, Carl! Great! Guys, it's Carl! Great! Fucking great! Fucking amazing!
I got a need for an accountant and a sound engineer, and I thought of you and Paul.
Fucking amazing! Paul's great with figures, and I'd make a fucking amazing producer. This is fucking great! It's amazing!
Yeah, whatever you say, man. But look, see you soon.
Fucking amazing!
Oh, Ken. This car is terrible. Let's go and park it, shall we? And by park it, I mean crash it. I think we crashed it. Yeah, I think we crashed it. I didn't hear it go up anywhere. Nice mansion to buy. Should we take a look at it? Now, does anybody know where Diddler Sash is? The really upmarket clothing store. I feel like we need to get CJ some really nice clothes now that he's making money and living the dream. Right. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just gonna... I think that's more toward the beach area of Los Santos. Thanks, Jazz. I'll take a look at that. I'm just taking a quick Kit Kat break for a second. I have a Kit Kat next to me. I'm gonna demolish it. There's a few good clothing stores in that direction. Well, in that case, let's check them out, shall we? Ah, yes. A Kit Kat break. The best kind of break. Hey! Friendly's here. What Malik said. Hello, Friendly, welcome. Taking the words right out of my mouth while I take my chocolate break. Lovely. Well, that Kit Kat was a bit melted, but it's still good. And that's why you don't put Kit Kats near a radiator. Hey there, Friendly. Sup, bro? Glad to have all the regulars here. Sorry about that. We'll just walk down the side of a cliff. I've got a whole packet of Kit Kats. 4 pieces in each packet. Ooh, 4-piece Kit Kats. The good thing is you can save at Mad Dog's mansion. Indeed we can. So, once we've saved at Mad Dog's mansion, how about we do some clothes shopping, guys? I think CJ needs some new clothes. And do you know what I want to eat tomorrow? Hold on. Definitely need new clothes for the return to Los Santos. Yeah, we've pretty much changed his outfit at every major point in the game. So we really should keep up that cat delicious, friendly Kit Kat is lovely. You should try it if you haven't tried one already. The dark gangster rises. Oh, phone call.
Please, CJ, don't treat me like some worthless trash. I'll miss you, honey.
Hey, baby, I've been busy, but finna come around there and make it up to you, alright?
You know, this is probably the first time we've spoken to Denise in months. In game time. So think about it. How do you reckon if you well, we're all dudes here. How would your girlfriend respond if you didn't call her for 3 or 4 months and just disappeared off the face of the earth? And you know, to be fair, we've actually reached our goal for the day. We've reached Los Santos, and that for me is plenty. So we'll carry on for about another 30 minutes. Do some clothes shopping. Maybe mess around a little bit. And then, yeah. Whoa. Did you see how everything was loaded in there? I think she either forgot about me or found a new boyfriend, perhaps. Would probably think I cheated. Didn't hit it off with the new one. Then got back. Right. Well, it was just a hypothetical question, of course. I don't want any of you guys to overthink it, by any means. Technical stuff. Technical stuff indeed. Alright, we're saved. Let's go do some clothes shopping. My luck with girls is less than you think. Or technical, strategic stuff. I would call anything to do with a relationship tactical, strategic stuff. To be quite fair, I think that's a very, very apt way to go about it. Although my taste is more into Asian girls, Korean, Japanese. They're the cutest in my opinion, says Jazz. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. I have a... Well, no, I'm not going to fall into the trap of talking about my shall we call it preferences when it comes to ladies. I think we're going to sidestep this one with grace and poise, like a true gentleman. I wouldn't even mind Asian friends, to be honest. They're just so cautious of foreigners. Yeah, I would agree with you there. Well played, straight flush. Monsieur Silver wins, high hand. Indeed, good sir, indeed. And I definitely have to give my agreement to what Jazz says. Yeah, people from Asian cultural backgrounds are very, you know, when you actually get to know them, they are very polite, friendly, and helpful, really. They are polite, helpful, and accommodating, but they are very cautious of people outside of their own cultural sphere. It's just, yeah, it's how they are. They keep to their own. They don't cause anybody problems, but they always keep to their own. And it's interesting that you say that, because I actually have an acquaintance from Indonesia, and she's a very nice girl, but is again very, very quiet, and typically keeps to herself. She's a very nice girl, though. Have any of you... Jazz is asking, have any of you guys had experience with Asian girls? I guess it's understandable. Japan is like 90% Asian. Do you mean in the dating sense, or just in general? You know, getting to know Asian people, being acquainted with them, that kind of thing? Malik says, I've had much experience with Pakistani Asians so far. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised given that you live there, dude. In general, yeah, actually I have, dude. I've at least got some experience. I have had acquaintances and classmates who are Asian. Malaysian and Indonesian, that kind of thing. I mean, to be real with you guys, my cousin's half Asian. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. My cousin is half Asian. And we have family ties out in Southeast Asia. So, yeah, you could say that I've had it, you know, I have well, not connections, but, you know, ties to Asian culture. Jazz says, I use an app called Hello Talk. It's for language exchange, and I speak to a lot of Asians on there. Cool, cool.
How exhilarating to have you visit, sir.
We've been to the victim clothes store already, so I think we'll duck out of that one respectfully. Is that Diddler Sash? I think it might be. Jazz has done his research. Good. Indeed. To be fair, I'm one of those people, I'm so laid back.
Well, look at you.
There's two stories there. I
Use the stun booth over there.
really... I personally don't mind where anybody comes from. I'm open to all people, no matter where you come from. Tweed jacket, red jacket, blue jacket, yellow jacket, green jacket. Ooh, a Letterman top.
Never perm a color.
Like I said, I've had friends that are European, Portuguese, people from various African countries, that kind of thing. I have some ties to Asia, like I said, through family. American, Canadian, you name it. I really don't mind where anybody comes from. As long as you're a nice person, me and you are going to get along just fine. Treat people with respect, be kind to one another, and as far as I'm concerned, we're all good. Malik's. I've had plenty. Yeah. Sorry, it's kind. Hold on. You guys are chatting very quickly here. Malik says, in the end, Homo sapiens evolved from monkeys to the wild man to the modern man. It makes sense you feel like a celebrity, but man, I interacted with everyone I came across, especially girls. Nothing wrong with that, dude. Don't be ashamed of that. I've, like I said, I've known people from all different, different walks of life, different social backgrounds, different races, cultures, countries. So I mean, let's be honest, haven't most of us at this point in life? I mean, it's 2019. Just is true, but you're viewed differently when you're in their country. Yep, Jazz is definitely right about that. I remember when my family and I visited the Philippines a very, very long time ago. I'm gonna be real with you guys, it's an awesome place. It's an awesome, awesome place, the Philippines. But the native Filipinos are fascinated by you when you go there. And the simple fact is, because there's no two ways about it, you're essentially a European. A European visiting their country. And they are quite fascinated by you. We'll go for the Tweed combo, I think. I know the simple fact is a lot of Filipinos look and they automatically make that connection in their head, Oh, you're a European or you're a white person, etc. You must be well off by default. How would you describe the Philippines? Like a small percentage of foreigners? Yes and no. No, because of the Filipino culture, it has been so heavily, shall we say, I don't want to sound rude, but I've heard bad things about the Philippines. Dude, it's really not as negative as anything you might have heard. And to answer your previous question, there are a lot of foreign people there, but they are all typically within the Asian cultural sphere. Chinese, essentially Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, other Southeast Asian groups. There are some, non-Asian cultural groups there. There are some Americans and some Brits, Australians, New Zealanders, that kind of thing. Because a lot of people from those countries tend to go out there, marry women out there, set up families and that kind of things. Or, essentially start families, that sort of thing. Jazz says, for example, one of my family members was associated with a Philippines girl, and she technically played him just to be in the UK. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a problem of that. There are and my own cousin acknowledges that, because, like I said, my own cousin is half Asian, half Asian, half white European. So she's even told me there are certain, small groups of people or certain women in the Philippines who have been educated or essentially taught by their family to essentially get with white guys, date Europeans, date foreigners purely because they're wealthy. You know, to bring the money back home to their families. So there is definitely an issue with that, but it's nowhere near as bad as you think it is. It's really not. Like, the Philippines is a lovely place. Very, very hot, but an absolutely lovely place. Now, the reason that happens a lot, people marrying nationals just to get nationality after that. Well, Bravo 6 going dark. I'd say it's, well, no. Yes and yeah, I'm not disputing that happens, because I wouldn't be surprised that it does. One of my uncles was kind of the reverse. He went out to the Philippines, met a native Filipino woman, you know, married her, stayed with her, and thought the world of her for, 20, nearly 30 years. And that's where my cousin comes from. So, people seem to have the negative connotation of, you know, the Asian, or the Filipinos have a habit of doing that. A number of them do, but it's nowhere near as large as you would think. It's really not. It's just those from extremely poor backgrounds are taught by their families to do it for the sake of the money. That really is the case of it. Wow. Yeah, my uncle thought the world of my auntie. Still does.
Cornrow, we'll hook you up.
Oh, Black Shades. Just know this. There are good people everywhere, in every corner of the world. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's better to be cautious if you become drawn to. I personally don't get into relationships. It's better to focus more on your future. I'm guessing that is. There's there's nothing wrong with relationships at all, so long as they, don't become excessive, dangerous, or essentially painful or emotionally troublesome in any way. They're really not. Like I said, I typically stay quiet about my life in, well, as far as women go, that kind of thing.
Showing your behind right about now.
Genuine relationships are fine, but most people just rush them. I don't disagree with you, Jazz. I've known a lot of people rush, and they end up very unhappy for it. They do.
We have a range of thongs.
And I don't know. People in terms of relationships, it all depends on your perception of what would you class as having dated a lot of people, or had a lot of relationships, or what would you class as too few to really have any experience. Jazz has put some work into this, research files, photo wall and stuff. Malik, it sounds like it, dude. It's just general knowledge, mate. No research for that. Oops. He would disagree. I don't know. It's just like Malik said, really. There are good people everywhere. I mean, there are all sorts of people the world over. You know, some people that you initially meet, you might think are absolutely frustrating or terrible people. And then you get to know them and you think otherwise. And likewise, there are some people you get to know that you think are really, really nice. And it turns out to be the other side of things. I mean, most of what we're discussing is common sense, says Jazz. It's the correct way to approach things, so you don't get hurt in the long term. Very wise. Did you see that? That old woman. Shall we watch this? Shall we watch this unfold? Well, that was a thing that happened. Malik says, I had that same experience of being rushed from someone a year back. Made me look like a bad guy. That's why I've been staying off the... I'm guessing the relationship front is what you're saying there. Oh my god, ballers everywhere. Ballers everywhere. Jazz says I had no idea she had a gun. Experience is... Malik says experience is the hard way to learn that, if you're not cautious in the first place, so yeah. I mean, some people, let's be honest, some people, especially younger people, aren't as well versed in relationships and what they could potentially be getting themselves into. You know, they... I keep forgetting.
Should've kept your mouth. You listen to the maniac, fool!
There we go. Let's go in Burger Shot and get some food. Yeah, there are some people who really just don't have that experience, or they're just a bit naive and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. And that's also a legitimate issue, a thing that happens.
Ended with 3 cops holding me down.
What does Sir desire?
Jazz says young people always want relationships. He knows someone that's 14 and has a boyfriend. She's the sister of my classmate. Wow. Just wow. That is...
Please enjoy your meal.
That's kind of crazy.
I hope you enjoy
Now, I've got to
your
be honest
meal.
with you, right? Until I was about
See you again, sir.
maybe 18, 19, I really wasn't all that bothered about relationships. All I was particularly interested in, really, up until sort of like my late teens, was really, well, playing video games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Spending time with one of my cousins and playing video games. And, you know, kind of attending classes between that. Jazz says, I always used to think people would laugh at me back in the days when I was 19 and still haven't had a girlfriend, but I don't care. Dude, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. In the slightest. If people are going to, you know, make fun or laugh at you for being that way, then that's on them. They won't be the ones laughing when they have potentially, you know, had a bad relationship, ruined their experience, got tied down to somebody too young, ended up having too many commitments, thrown into a dead-end situation, that kind of thing. Malik says, you just gave away your age, Silver. Late teens, fell in the trap. Nope, I haven't fallen in the trap. All I'm saying is that I wasn't interested in relationships in the slightest until my late teens. Not until you were in your late teens is what you said. Yeah, that's right. Because, honestly, that was really the kind of first time I took even a vague interest in a relationship. It really was. until that point, I didn't really care about, much apart from attending my classes. And even those I was pretty laid back in. Playing video games and popping out for the occasional drink at a bar or a pub. Really. So, yeah, there's not much more I can say to that. Honestly, guys, the best piece of advice I can give as in general, relationships are as wonderful or as terrible as the people you meet and, place your trust in and get to know over the course of time. There really isn't much more I can say than that. One second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. All right. Now, where were we? What were you guys saying before I had to take a brief leave of absence there? That would be a totally new experience, says Malik. Twisted says, this guy playing or not? Yep, I'm here. Right. So what were you guys saying? Let's have a chat, shall we? I did catch the bit where Malik said this is no longer a live stream, it's a live stream. Definitely. Like... Grand Theft Auto, North Korea. Imagine that. Oh, I don't really want to imagine that. I think it would be terrifying in more ways than one. Do you know what we're going to do? Since we're pretty much, you know, at the stage where we can focus on the Los Santos missions now. Oh, Tony's here. Hello, Tony. We'll sit back for the next sort of 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, and have a nice little chat while I wind down this live stream. Because, being honest with you, when I'm done here, I want to sit and I want to sit and watch anime in bed. It's been a long day, and I want to finish winding down by watching anime in bed. Next stream will be Los Santos, depending on the final mission. It might be make 2 streams and then a 3rd bonus stream for extras. Yeah, that sounds about right. Which anime? Is anybody here familiar with Fate Stay Night? Tony greeted you in Arabic. Malik, you can read Arabic? No way, dude, really? How many languages do you know? Means blessings upon you. Thank you. Really, I do appreciate it. How many languages do you know, Malik? I'm sure you've told me this before. We'll just wander around the mansion and chat for a bit, shall we? Sounds like a good idea to me. Now, you guys keep talking. Seriously, chat amongst yourselves. Chat with each other. Let's just have a good little fun evening, shall we? Has the... Ah, yes. That's good. The YouTube videos uploaded. Thank you, bro. Malik Jazz says, oh sweet, I've seen all the Fate animes. I've got figures of Saber, Gilgamesh, Archer, and Berserker. Dude, me and you might have something to talk about here. I'm a huge fan of Fate Stay Night. You can probably tell, given the fact that Archer is my avatar. I am a huge Fate Stay Night fan. In fact, do you know what I have tattooed on my arm? I have the Tosaka family command seal tattooed on my arm. That's how much of a fan I am. Malik says, had Arabic subject in the 7th grade. Jazz says, I watched Unlimited Blade Works first, then went back to 0. What's your favourite character? Probably male character. Archer / Shiro, because they're one and the same, technically. I like the fact that the ideals that Shiro essentially picks up from Kiritsugu essentially make him become Archer. I always found that fascinating. And likewise, I love Archer's character. The fact that he's a hero of ideal that was betrayed by the very people he swore to protect. That's very powerful to me. Did you know there's another did you know there's other Fate animes? I'm probably not as excited as Zero and Fate Stay Night, but it focuses more on Elia. Oh, that's Fate. That's actually called Fate Calade Liner Prisma Elia. Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what. Do you want... I'll let you into how much Fate Stay Night I own. Because I'm actually an anime collector. I collect anime. Like, I have an entire CD rack full of the stuff. Friendly says Dragon Ball. I own the original adaptation of Fate Stay Night, the Unlimited Blade Works movie, I own Fate Zero, I own Unlimited Blade Works, I own Fate Apocrypha, Fate Liner Prisma Elia, that's based on Elias Feel, and I also have the first Heaven's Feel movie, Passage Flower or Passage Flower. I own most of them. Jazz says, yeah, it's Prisma. It's Prismelia. It's more Yuri and laid back anime compared to the more Servants and Masters. Oh, and I've also watched Carnival Phantasm. Blue Ink Crazy leaves a like. Thank you, my dude. Thank you, my dude. Most appreciated. Jazz says Elia is a cute character. She looks like a 10-year-old though. It's sad she dies during the battle with Gilgamesh. Do you know what's weird about that? Technically, Elia is the oldest character out of pretty much all the cast from Fate Stay Night. Well, the most of the Masters anyway. She's older than Shiro, she's older than Rin, she's older than Shinji, she's older than Sakura. But the problem is, as you might well know, if you're well versed in your Fate Stay Night lore, she homunculus age very slowly. Or they have a habit of, yeah, because of the way homunculus or homunculi age, they age slower and typically look younger. It's just an appearance thing then. Yes, it is, that's right. Like, you really have just opened Pandora's box here, because I'm a huge Fate Stay Night fan. I'm a really big Fate Stay Night fan. In fact, I'll tell you what just came in the mail today. The second half of Fate Apocrypha on Blu-ray. And that's what I'll be watching in about 15-20 minutes when I close off this stream. Yeah. Elias Feel is actually like 18, 19. She's the oldest cast member out of all of them. In fact, yeah. Oh, and by the way, do you know how much of a fan I am? I actually wrote a Fate Stay Night... I actually write Fate Stay Night fan fiction. Judge me as much as you want. I have no shame in this regard. I have wrote a couple of Fate Stay Night fan fictions, actually. One between the Master from Fate Extra and the Red Saber, who's Nero. Another one between Fate Extra's Master and the Caster, which was Tamamo. Jazz says Emiya's dad. He's the guy who, with the trench coat and gun, he appears in Fate Zero. He's a badass. That's Kiritsugu. That's Shiro's adopted father. He's the one that fights Kotomine in the Fourth Holy Grail War in Fate Zero. Trust me, as sad as it sounds, I know perhaps a bit too much about Fate lore. So, if you are into Fate Stay Night, you have come to the right place. I could seriously talk to you about Fate Stay Night all night long. Nice, good country. Wow, we really do have people from all over the world here. To be honest, when I first watched the Fate animes, I just find it confusing. All I could gather is a battle for the Holy Grail. Long story short, right, I'm going to give you a very, very short history on Fate Stay Night. Sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if there are any ladies watching the stream, I somehow doubt it. We only have about 3 girls that watch my streams. But still. In an undisclosed time, many, many years ago, 3 prominent mage families, the Einsburns, the Tosakas, and the Martos, decided to essentially begin the Holy Grail War as a way to vie for power over the mage populations of the world. I don't know much about the first 2 Holy Grail Wars, but after the third one, the first 2 Holy Grail Wars were a bloodbath. It was nothing but carnage and murder. So the Einsburns, Matos, and Tosaka families all came together to create a system of rules to govern the Holy Grail Wars, so they didn't come too out of hand. And in the third Holy Grail War, they created a vessel for people to fight for. Now, over the years, the 3 prominent families still continued to gather the power and vie for the Holy Grail. The Fourth Holy Grail War was essentially, established when it's a once in a generation, essentially. You had, again, the 3 prominent families, the Einsburns, the Marto, and the... Speaking about ladies, I still hold my question. Yeah, Malik asking if Tony ALG is a lady or a dude. Not that I mind one way or another. I don't mind one way or another who's who. Why? Jazz says, why did they change Berserker's appearance so much in Fate Zero? He looks like the Black Knight in, and then in Stay Night he's like Hercules. Well, you pretty much answered it yourself, because they don't summon the same heroes every Holy Grail War. Some of them are recurring, but apart from that, they're all different. That's because it is literally 2 different servants. The Marto family essentially put forth their eldest son Karya as tribute for the Holy Grail War, but he was an incompetent mage, so they essentially imbued him with the power of magical crest worms to amplify his magical abilities. But the downside to crest worms is they cannibalize you internally until you fall apart. So they imbued the Black Knight, who is actually Lancelot, with the power of crest worms to make him more powerful. And in the 5th Holy Grail War, the Einsburn family uses Elia, Kiritsugu and Irisfield's daughter, to fight as proxy for the war. And yeah, because she's such a powerful mage, she got Hercules. She actually got Hercules. Yeah, like Jazz said, and that's Elia's servant, surprisingly. Malik says the Nazi stole a Holy Grail afterwards, then Indiana Jones stole it back, and they shipped it back to a secret containment area in Nevada. Oh yeah, and you get to meet Elia's. I'm in Fate Zero. Yes, you do. Iris Veal is Elia's mother. Elia and Kiritsugu's mother, which... Oh, I'm sorry. Is Elia is Kiritsugu and Iris Veal's daughter. Sorry, wrong relation there. And I find it ironic because Kiritsugu, after the Holy Grail War ends, he tries to take Elia back from the Ironsburns, but he can't manage it. He's not strong enough after the end of the war. So he adopts Shiro. Apparently Emiya and Elia know each other. I was about to get to that. Yes, Elias Veal is Kiritsugu's blood-related daughter. He is her blood father. And Shiro was adopted by Kiritsugu at the end of the war. So that technically means, yes, they are essentially adopted, or siblings through adoption in a sense. Which is why on a couple of occasions, Elia knows full well about Shiro. She knows that Shiro was adopted by Kiritsugu. It's even mentioned in Unlimited Blade Works. And she calls him Big Brother at the start of Unlimited Blade Works. And on one occasion, Elia kidnaps him. Dude, it's funny you mention that, because the fanfiction I wrote is essentially an alternate take on the Holy Grail War, where things spun out far too long. And after losing Saber, Shiro has to turn to Eliasfield for protection, and he essentially becomes her personal bodyguard and her servant at her estate. So, yeah. I don't know if anybody here is into reading fan fiction, but I have written a bit of fan fiction. In fact, I've written a bit of fan fiction. So, yeah. To say that I'm well versed in it is definitely one way of putting it. Give me a minute, I'm just going to go and close the door. It's a bit cold in here. I'll be right back. Just quickly before I go and shut the door, Jazz says, I feel like playing visual novels on Fate. Dude, do it. I own the original visual novel with a fan-translated patch. It's so good. It's really good. I'm back. Okay. Jazz says, I am the bone of my sword. Remember that quote? I don't forget that epic scene when they are in the Unlimited Blade Work playing with Shiro. The epic music and battle. I believe the prayer you're looking for is, I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons. Yet those hands will never hold anything. And so as I pray, Unlimited Blade Works. Dude, I have it memorized. It was even my old cell phone ringtone when I was a teenager. Yeah, damn, that is such a powerful moment with Archer. Well, have you seen the original... This dude playing or what? Malik, I'm here, bro. Bro, I'm here. We're just sat and we're having a lovely chat and we're enjoying ourselves. There's no need to get flustered. Or are you emulating that dude that swung by earlier? Because if you are, then I do appreciate it. Oh, said the other guy. Yep. See, you guys, understand what we do here. You get the whole deal. That after so long, we'll sit down for maybe 15-20 minutes and just chat. I'm not here to just play games mindlessly and nod at the screen and pay vague attention to the chat. I'm here to have a conversation with you guys, You're my stream crew. You're my YouTube buddies. You're my community. I'm here to chat with you. Like I said, Livestream Global. Indeed. My only regret this evening, between me and you, is that I won't have enough time to watch all of Fate Apothrica tonight because I have to be up early in the morning. So, Jazz says, I never understood that scene properly. So Archer has been building this endless valley of swords dug into the ground. Unlimited Blade Works is a reality marvel, a forbidden form of sorcery, and Archer's closest form of a noble phantasm. His essentially his identity as a hero. Unlimited Blade Works represents Emiya's struggles as a hero, his ideals, and eventually his demise. It's a manifestation of his dream and subsequent failure to become the hero of justice that he dreamed to be, like he promised his adopted father. It really is deep. It really is deep. And oh, and by the way, Jazz, go look on the channel. Like, this is specifically for you, and anybody else if you're interested in anything related to Fate Stay Night and what I'm saying here. Go look through the channel. You will find... Well, that's the whole point of Emiya's character. He tries to act like a hero too much. I dislike people trying to act like they can save the world. He wants to be a hero of justice because he believes in the promise he made to his adopted father. Right, Jazz, if you go look on the channel, there should be a video called Emiya, the Revolutionary. It's a 3-minute long video. It's actually a remix of Archer's theme from Fate Stay Night. Give that a listen. It's on the channel now. And it's probably my most viewed video on the whole channel. It's had over 300 views. So go and scroll through and find it. It's called Emia the Revolutionary, the 2012 remix. Because I actually made that song as far back as 2012, but I essentially, well, lost the original high quality upload. Well, no. I originally took it down a long time ago, and now I've put it back up. So, yeah. Go and check that out. It's one of my few attempts at making music. Now, I pride myself on being a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none. Absolutely. I'll check out any Fate videos you got after this stream. It's been a really long time since I watched or got back into Fate. Hey, dude, would you... My most recent is Prismelia. Yeah, I haven't finished watching Prismelia yet. Would you actually be interested if I did a stream of one of the Fate games? Because there are 2 Fate games on PS4 I could actually stream. Naturally, I'll be playing as Archer and Red Saber. I mean, to be fair, I would love to do a review of the Fate Stay Night anime, or at least Archer's character. But let's be honest, guys, should I really risk doing an anime review on this channel? It feels like it would be too much of a risk. I'll definitely watch it. I love anime, and in particular, one I've seen. Cool, cool. I have a terrible feeling that if I did like a character review of Archer from Fate Stay Night, then YouTube's copyright robots would just destroy the channel. And I don't want that to happen. Not after all the hard work that's gone into, you know, making this dinky little community happen. And, you know, having you guys join me. That kind of thing. So, yeah. Now that... Well, copyright would affect that, unless you played music. Dude, I was actually going to do a character review based on Archer's fight scene against Berserker in the original Fate Stay Night adaptation. So... That, and to be fair, I don't know if the Emiya theme is copyrighted or not. Confuse them into not copywriting you. Play OG Loke in the background. I've always wondered that, guys. If I did anything not gaming, would you be interested in even watching it? Because I've got to be real. I kind of get nervous when I even stream something that's not GTA. I always have that thought in the back of my mind, like, oh, it's not GTA, they won't want to see it, they're not interested. Because, you know, a lot of you guys first started coming here for GTA. And, you know, I love GTA, I really do, the old school ones. But at the same time, I play so much more than GTA in general. I play Fire Emblem, I play indie games, I play dungeon crawlers, I play a lot of roguelike games, like The Binding of Isaac, Wizard of Legend, Enter the Gungeon. I would of course watch it, because I'm into anime. At the end of the day, you should do what makes you feel happy. Cool, cool. Well, that's why I was playing Final Fantasy last night. Because, one, I, well, said I would start playing Final Fantasy, so we've started that now. And 2, because I wanted to play something different last night for our stream. 5 people still here. Welcome, guys, welcome. if you're new to the channel, then you've basically come to my little corner of laid-back gaming. We live stream twice a week, usually old school games like GTA San Andreas and a bit of Final Fantasy. We live stream every Wednesday and Saturday, and we also play old school PlayStation games. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, slap a like on this video, and feel free to subscribe for more. You'll learn more about what your audience likes by trying different things. Yeah, that's right, Jazz. Malik says, I came for GTA on the first stream. I watched your channel, but after that, I was and am ready to watch anything on your channel. I really do appreciate that, Malik. I'm being real with you guys. I'm not trying to put on any particular personality or really going out of my way that much to be entertaining. I'm just being me. I'm just honestly being me and trying to be as entertaining as possible while being me. You know, I'm not, like, I want to entertain, but I'm not going out of my way to entertain, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to be as entertaining as possible by being me. I would suggest trying something anime related, review or gameplay. Either way works. Perhaps a game. Interesting. I could do that. I could definitely do that. It's like I said to you guys before, I'm kind of this weird... I don't just play games either. I write a lot as a hobby. Like, I write a lot. I have a first draft novel in the works. I write all kinds of stories based on fandom and fan fiction as well. So I do a lot. I like music, movies, cinema, video games. Honestly, I even like opera and theatre. You might not think it, but I really do like theatre, and my cousin got me into opera as well. Malik says you put effort into it, and that's what counts in the end for everything, for everyone arriving here. Dude, I'm just stunned that we're on the border of 60 subscribers. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. When I came back to this channel and started taking it seriously in about March time, we had 6 or 7 subscribers. We now have 59. You could make a video on your stories you write. Story time. I bet that would catch some audience. Dude, now that... You know, oddly enough, there is actually a dramatic reading of one of my story chapters, commissioned and up on YouTube as we speak, live on somebody's channel. There is a dramatic reading of the first chapter of my first draft novel. It's live on YouTube and it can be listened to right now. It's up already. Not here, but on somebody else's channel. I had a feeling saying that would make you guys go quiet in chat. Yep, the first chapter of my first draft novel is already up in the form of a dramatic reading. It's done, commissioned, I paid for it. Yep, I had a feeling that would make you go quiet. Nope, it's not a chat lag. Oh, or is chat freezing up again? Sorry, guys. I've been watching a lot of anime abridged shows recently. Dude, I was sat there watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged the other day. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is somewhat fun. Awkward silence. Is it really that unusual? the there are dramatic readings of my story chapters on YouTube. Would you guys... Sorry about that. The controller went on standby because we've been sat chatting for a while. There are some good efforts made by people. They're funny and work well. I do agree with that. Yeah, is it so weird that there's dramatic readings of my story chapters on YouTube? Would you guys be interested in listening to it? It's just the first chapter, but, I try to approach everything I do, at least, hobby-wise, with a great deal of, well, yeah, I really do try to make things fun and entertaining for people. As far as my writing projects go, I've hired people for dramatic readings. I've hired artists to do official art or, official artwork for them as well. My larger projects all have artwork. Artwork, dramatic readings. They're there, very much so. Just says you create these stories yourself based on creativity. Sounds interesting. Yeah, the fan fictions I write are just loosely they take the loose concept of the characters and I just run with it. And as far as my first draft story goes, yeah. You can make money from commissions. Trust me, the artist that I've hired to do artwork for my story projects, she's well, me and her have a very, very positive thing going on there. She's a good friend. She's a nice person. You see, being polite, like I try to sometimes be, the British politeness coming out in me, you know, for a while, just called her an acquaintance, and she was like, "Oh yeah, my friend Silver," and I'm just like, "Wow, you classing me as your friend? Okay, fair enough." Ever tried manga? Dude, I have a small manga collection. I do have a small manga collection. Anyway, I'm going to just hit a save point here, because in about 5 minutes' time, we're going to bring a close to the stream. Now, if you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and feel free to subscribe. Because I'm going to probably wind down in bed in the near future. 5 of you still watching, welcome everybody. Now, unfortunately, manga's not something you'll see from me. I have occasionally dabbled in making music. I write on a regular basis. I game and I also do things on this channel. But unfortunately, I cannot draw. I cannot draw in the slightest. I have a very, very strong, powerful imagination. I have a very strong imagination. But unfortunately, my sense of artistic comprehension is absolutely god-awful. Again, sorry, your lordship, I'll not take your name in vain. I try not to. I try not to for the life of me. Like I said, I'm not strongly religious, but I do try to not take the name in vain, just out of respect. So you got friend zoned. No, not like that, Malik, not like that. I was the one being polite, really. I was just like... Essentially, you know... I treat a lot of online people, unless I've actually met them in person, or I've known them for a very long time, like acquaintances, purely out of politeness. And then she was the one that started. She started calling me her friend, and I did appreciate that because she's always been pretty awesome with all the artwork she's done for me and that kind of thing. So I really do appreciate it. Like, I have all these great story ideas, but I can't draw to save my life. That really is all there is to it. Jazz says, I'm more into watching anime than manga, to be honest. I know there's hundreds of people out there collect tons of those. Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a few, really. Not lots. Now, I have a lot of anime. I have more anime than you could pretty much comprehend. But yeah. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if any ladies have dropped by this evening, have you enjoyed tonight's stream? Anime DVDs, you mean? DVDs and Blu-ray. I'm a physical collector. I'm not into this streaming business. I like to collect my movies and my Blu-rays, and especially my anime. I have a huge collection of anime. Absolutely huge. Like, I've probably been collecting anime for about half my life. One second, guys, I'll be right back. I've not seen people collect DVDs. Jazz says, I've not seen people collect DVDs in a long time, since everything's online these days. Collector of rare antiques. I push back firmly against online media and streaming and digital downloads, because I believe you should physically own the things you buy. The problem is with streaming, the second the licenses get pulled, that's it. You've lost it, even though you've paid money for it. You know, when I buy a video game, I want the disc in my hand. When I bought anime, I want the Blu-ray. That's just me. It's rare to watch DVDs. Dude, no, I watch most things on Blu-ray. I do. I like to physically own things. Anyway, I do believe I've rambled on about that for long enough. Yeah. That I'm not one that buys into, in some ways I really do love technology, and in some ways I'm old school. It's pretty cool to have a physical copy you admire as a collection, but I've downloaded anime on iPhone X. Got myself a new iPhone X. Cool, cool. Like I said, in some ways I really like technology, and in some ways I'm old. Definitely a good stream tonight, a great conversation. Hey dudes, I try, it's what I'm here for. But yeah, I'm one of those people that in some ways is really quite old school. We're talking, well, I'm not constantly plugged into the Matrix 24/7. I I try to avoid smartphones and portable technology when I'm out and about, purely because I don't like to be plugged into the Matrix 24/7. I like to actually get out the house and unplug, apart from when, maybe it's really, important. And then when I come back home, I've got the computer and I've got my games consoles and that kind of thing. Now, it depends what you'd call old school. I would call People call me really old school in that sense. Like we're talking like using and having an iPod and using a flip phone. That kind of old school. I loved my flip phone. It was great. Definitely, yeah. Jazz says I don't blame you, mate. I got PS1 games hard copy like Siphon Filter in my bedroom, but I like things online mostly. No, I understand that. I respect that a lot of people prefer that, but I'm old school in that regard. All the PS1 games I play on this channel have been played on original, unless otherwise explicitly stated, played on original disc copies. Jazz says I've still got the old school iPod Classic with the spin wheel. Well, I have an iPod Nano as we speak. It's right next to me, and I take it everywhere with me because I love music. Anyway, guys, I'm glad to see that you've all enjoyed the stream tonight, and I am probably at the point now where I'm going to probably wind down in the next few minutes. So thank you to all of you for dropping in and stopping by. It's been really appreciated. And now I'm going to go and get comfy in bed and watch some anime. Like I said, probably some Fate Apocrypha. Yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to watch much of it because I have to be up early in the morning, but you can't win them all, can you? Dudes. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the conversation and we've had a nice chat. Fate Apocrypha. Yep, it's another one. It's basically an alternate universe storyline. Apocrypha. It's a very odd spelling. Never heard of it. Yeah, because it's well, it's been out on. It came out in Japan about maybe 18 months ago. It's recent. I think it might. I don't know if it's hit the streaming services yet, but it has definitely had its release on Blu-ray just recently, actually. What is this? A stream on Thursday? What a treat. Jonathan, I'm very happy to see you, but I'm likewise so very sorry. We're winding down to finish in the next kind of 10 minutes or 5-10 minutes because we've been going for over 2 hours already. But thank you very much for stopping in tonight, dude. I do appreciate it. Really, I mean it. Thank you. Thank you. Because last night's stream, I imagine we finished before you turned up. And now you're kind of here just for the last 10 minutes now. So, just says I'll check it out. If it's like Fate Stay Night, I'll enjoy it. Jazz put it this way. It's an alternate, like I said, alternate universe story where a different family won the Holy Grail War and changed the course of history. And now you have two groups of mages fighting against each other with 7 servants on each side. It's really quite something. But yeah, the Fate Apocrypha has literally just had its physical release now. In fact, don't tell anybody, but shh. The second part of Fate Apothrica's Blu-ray release, Part 2, isn't even out yet. In fact, it's not even due out until... Give me a second, what day are we on? It's not even due out until the Monday after next. But the site I order my anime from sent it early for me. They've sent it almost a week and a half early. So I've got it early. It's not due out until like November, early, pretty much, beginning of November. So I have early anime to enjoy, which is great. Jazz says it's... Oh, sorry, Jonathan says it's okay. I've been trying to... sorry. I've been trying out relative to Dungeons and Dragons called Deadlands. Dude, I've heard of Deadlands. Jazz says, I wonder if any old characters are returning. Jazz, Saber's daughter cameos in it. Saber's daughter, Mordred, cameos in it. Get this, right? My two favourite servants in it. One character on one side summons Frankenstein, and another character on another side summons William Shakespeare. And that for me is awesome because I love Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare and theatre and Shakespearean literature, especially Hamlet and Macbeth. So, it's all good for me. Oh, and I'm quite fond of King Lear. You're making me hyped to watch it. I'm going to see if I can watch it online, and then I'll let you know in the future, in a future stream about it. Please do. I would really appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been a good couple of hours. If anybody is here who's new to the stream, or you haven't left a like yet, could I be super awesome and ask you to, slap a like down on the stream if you enjoyed it? Because it's as Malik was saying earlier, we've had a good conversation this evening. It's been very good indeed. So, guys. I didn't even watch the Carnival thing yet. Carnival Phantasm is so funny. Carnival Phantasm is fun. It really is fun. So yeah. I mean, I didn't expect so many... it's weird. I didn't expect so many people to turn up tonight. I really didn't. But I will have to be up early in the morning. So I'm probably going to be able to watch maybe an hour of Fate before I'm able to go to bed. Or I have to go to bed. Because I'm probably going to have to be up at 6:30. And, I'm one of those people where if you wake me up before 9 a.m, I really don't have a pulse. Like, I can force myself to wake up, but it's not pretty. I'm not very focused or alert or anything like that. Anytime, if you wake me up, like, at a stretch, I can still at least have reasonable focus at about 9 o'clock-ish. But if you wake me up any time before 9 o'clock in the morning, then it's pretty grim. So 6:30, dude. Like, Purely because I've always struggled. Like, I've always been a night owl. And that's not by choice, it's just the way it turned out. I get more done and I'm more productive during the night. It was even the same studying. How much of the game is left? We've arrived back in Los Santos now, so maybe about 8 or 9 missions. I'm gonna get up at about 11 tomorrow. Free day for me. Good dude, good dude. I'm probably going to be getting up at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then I won't be back home again until about 6 or 7. So that's going to be fun. I'm probably just going to have to prop myself up on food and snacks and caffeine. Yeah. I've always been a night owl. It was the same when I was in college and university. Like, everybody else, when we had a free day, you know, essentially a study day, that kind of thing, where we got support for our essays and assignments, or, you know, we had a study class timetabled. Everybody else would turn up at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and be going home at like 3 in the afternoon. Me, when I had a study session, I'd turn up at 2 in the afternoon, or like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and go back home at 8 o'clock at night. I would study well into the evening when the rest of the library was empty and everybody else had gone home. That's just how it worked. Jazz says 8 Los Santos missions plus bonus stream of extra. Put that into perspective, and that's what's left. My school is strict about studying after school. Well, dude, put it this way. I don't know if you've gotten to college or degree level study yet, but when you get to college and degree level study, as I'm sure Malik will tell you as well, you really do have to do a lot of independent study outside of class. You have to do a lot of it. It's just how it is. So, back in the days, I mean, you get used to it. Oh, guys. Anyway. Alright, I've studied at college and I spent my days staying up to 6:30 p.m. drawing. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. I mean, I probably haven't told you guys yet. Jonathan already knows because I've discussed this with Jonathan and my friend Ace. Sorry about that. Controller went on standby because we've been chatting. Yeah, Jonathan already knows. Because I've discussed it with him. I've chatted with Jonathan about it, and my friend Ace already knows, who pops by the channel. You know, I'm pretty much studying right now. That's why we'll soon have schedule changes. But yeah, Jazz says I've got IT qualifications at level 3, which is nice. Yeah. What am I studying? Business management. My friend, business management. I specialize in economics. I haven't majored in it, but I specialize in it. because I did my entire undergraduate research program on economics. So, yeah, business and management. I already have a bachelor's degree. So, yeah, I've got a bachelor's degree already. So, for those of you who were curious, there's a little bit more about me. Because I know that you guys are always interested to know a little bit more. So, yeah. Putting it mildly, I'm fairly well qualified. You might not think it, given that I'm a dude that writes and runs this YouTube channel as a hobby in my spare time, and I come across as very, very casual and laid back and easygoing. Yeah, I. Jess says, "Town sounds tough. I never even took that for GCSE back in high school. To be honest, I didn't take business for GCSE back in high school. I took it at college diploma. Believe it or not, it wasn't even my second or even third choice. But I really got into it. Oh, well, no, it wasn't even my first or second. It was technically my third choice. And I really got into it. Like, I seriously got into it. Yeah. I I took a I took a college diploma in business, like not a full-on degree, but a college diploma in business when I first finished high school. I did it for a year, then I changed to media and journalism. Did that for a year. Then I had to essentially leave college for a while because of, well, just life stuff happening. So when I went back, I essentially did a bit of time focusing on, well, um a couple of things actually. And then I eventually went into a bachelor's in business. It was a travel and business hybrid degree, business management. Then I specialized completely in business on my third year. Did an undergraduate research program in business management economics. And yeah. Two years in university, I'll pass on that. Well, studying abroad requires a bachelor's, which was something I thought about before when I wanted. Dude, a full bachelor's takes 3 years. Mine took 3 years. 3 long years. And do you know what's crazy now? I'll tell you what's crazy. It's still not the end of my education. Like I said, I'm still studying now. So, yeah. This is, yeah. 3 years it took. And I'll tell you the hardest part of it. The hardest part of it was my research program. Now, if I tell you what my research program was based on, you're going to think I'm crazy. My research program was based on an economic impact assessment of Brexit on the UK economy. That was my undergraduate research program. It took me 5 months to write that thing. 5 months. It was crazy. It really was crazy. I did a bit of the groundwork study for it in the year prior. I started the actual writing of it in full in the December, and I wasn't finished with it until the end of the following April. So 5 months that research program took me. It was fun. Really was fun. Difficult. Very difficult. I had to meet up with my research supervisor a lot and do a lot of reading, studying, writing, checking the news, keeping an eye on absolutely everything. I always thought about going to university, but in my own opinion, it's not for everyone. College was enough for me, and it depends on what you want. Yeah, I can totally respect that. Now, I would personally, as my own opinion, say totally go to university. If you have the opportunity, go, because I think education's a very good thing, and it helps all of us. And we're lucky to have education. But at the same time, I totally respect your point of view. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody at all, and it can be a lot of hard work. So I totally respect your opinion there, dude. I really do. Anyway, I reckon, after all this rambling and talking, it's probably a good time to wind down the stream and bring things to a close. So, I university is also expensive, and some jobs don't require university qualifications, although many it may be beneficial to study abroad. Thing, yeah, a lot of jobs studying abroad require at least a bachelor's level qualification or something equivalent. A lot do. Anyway, yeah, it's about time we wind down the stream now, guys. I reckon. So, I have been Silver, your host, and I would like to say your friend at this point. I'd like to say we're all friends here. We've had a good conversation, haven't we? And yeah, 2 hour mark, good timing, exactly. So I would like to thank you all for stopping in and having a really nice conversation with me this evening. And I will see you again on Saturday for the next stream. And we'll get some more GTA done. Wherever you are in the world, take care of yourself, and I hope you have enjoyed the stream. Jonathan says, do not think my heart is not heavy with the sweet sorrow of this goodbye. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Very poetic there, Jonathan. Thank you, good sir. Good night, everybody. Take care wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again, guys. And, of course, I really do mean it. Take care. It's very important that you do. To me, especially, because I want you to all come back for the next stream, so we can talk again in future. See ya. And, yeah. Saturday. Hopefully. See you again soon. Bye, guys. I'll stop rambling now. Good night, all. Take care. Even though I've said it for the millionth time. See you later.